then we need to sketch a tangent line. Yes, for our graph, it is a positive slope. That's right. But I want. Okay, that's a point. The precise coordinates are. Because we're creating it. I don't know the precise coordinates of these points either.
I was interested in math since I was a child, and I was pretty good in math. And so my mother would buy me math workbooks, and that was one thing. She stressed that she would either purchase, buy us food, or books to read. And so I enjoyed math workbooks, and so that's what she purchased for us. And we were a low-income family, and so we didn't have much money. But those things she always told us, I will buy you that. And so that really got me interested in just, practicing my math skills. And then through, middle school and high school, I had very good math teachers. And I can remember Mr. Miller in mathematics. And so he was very influential. Then I took Algebra 2 with him, and I learned more algebra. And then I took trigonometry and calculus with Miss Patricia Mendiola, who is now a faculty member in the UTeach program teaching mathematics. And so with both of them, I learned that you understand the foundations of mathematics so that if a new problem is given to you, then you can attack that new problem. When I was involved in high school, 2 summers I went to the text prep engineering program that Pan American University at the time was offering. And I spent 2 summers during my high school years. So I was in the 2nd year and the 3rd year of the text prep program. And now, of course, I think they're in their 30th or 40th year now. But I was in that program in the summers. And so that also helped me, learn more about engineering, physics, more mathematics, and computer science. And then when I went to undergrad school at UT Austin, I felt like I had a pretty good foundation in the sciences, also in chemistry. So when I went to UT Austin, I took chemistry, calculus again. Things were well. I mean, I did really well because I had that strong foundation. So I attribute a lot of my success with the foundation that I got in high school and in K-12 in general. So I hold the Miles and Sylvia Aaronson Endowed Professorship due to, I guess, the many activities that I've been involved in. And so I'm a full professor in the School of Mathematical and Statistical Sciences, and I conduct research in what is called optimization. You want to try and find the best value of a function. And then I also, do research in STEM education. I'm very much involved right now in transforming the way we teach Calculus 1 and the way we assess students in Calculus 1. And the idea there is to retain more students in STEM and then, provide them with the tools so that they can be successful in the subsequent math courses. So we've gotten several publications out of that already. And I'm also the founding director of the Center of Excellence in STEM Education, where we provide weekly workshops to our college students regarding what graduate school is about. How do you apply to graduate school? How do you seek an internship? Or how do you conduct research in the summers? How do you seek conference travel funds to present your research work? And so we're very much involved in that because I believe it's critical to provide students with opportunities and in choices so that they can make career choices given the various opportunities that they've been participating in. And so we're doing that, and then I'm also an associate dean for the College of Sciences, helping more at the college level with the faculty and the students, and working with the administration to provide opportunities for students. We had a Digital 21 project that provided iPads during the pandemic, and then soon after that, because some of our courses are online also, and so there are needed tools for these types of learning. It feels nice, yes. So I had one of the journalists from Nature Computational Science reach out to me to provide some feedback on on several goals of the United Nations. One of them was equity and education. And so this journalist saw my talk at one of the plenary talks that I gave about a year ago at the Society for Industrial and Applied Math, where I talked about the work that we're doing here at the STEM Center, and getting students to seek, to get the bachelor's degree and move them on to PhD programs. And so he reached out to me to provide some feedback. So yes, I was very honored, to have gotten an interview with Nature. When I was in high school, I took some jobs in the summer, being a cashier at a grocery store, selling shoes at a shoe department store. And I did that on purpose because I wanted to know whether I wanted to go to college, because my parents hadn't gotten college. And so I really wasn't sure. All I knew was, I could become a teacher. And so at the time I decided, I don't want to do this. I want to go to college. And so when I went to college, I went with the mindset that I wanted to become a high school math teacher. And that was my goal. I was going to go through that. But then in the summer, I went to these summer research opportunities where you're paid as a student to do research. And I went to UC Berkeley 2 summers, Rice University 1 summer, Sandia Labs another summer. So every summer I was doing something. And I learned about graduate school. And I thought maybe I can get a PhD and do that. And so I went to Rice 1 summer, and I decided to go there for my graduate studies. And I felt, very comfortable. And so I knew that's where I wanted to head. And I figured I would just do research and teach. But, along the way, and with my mentor, Richard Tapia at Rice, I learned that I wanted to do more than just sit behind a computer. And I remember specifically having a conversation with him, with my advisor, Dr. Tapia. I asked him I think it must have been my second year in grad school, and I asked him, there's all these challenges in the world, and I don't want to sit behind a computer. I feel guilty. I want to do more than that. And I asked him, how do you deal with an issue like that? And so, he told me that he also, had that in mind, and the way he did it was through outreach. And he says, you help others. And I thought, okay, well, that's easy. I like to help others. And so it was kind of natural. Somebody paved the way for me, and so I like to pave the way for others too, to continue, right? And they themselves can, hopefully help others too. I may have 2 messages. One of them is to take the initiative. And so my mother taught me that a lot. I was a first generation American, first generation college student. And so my parents only knew Spanish. So my mother would always ask me to translate English documents, for my parents into Spanish. And so I learned right away that I needed to take the initiative and ask questions. So when I went to college, that helped me a lot. I was knocking on doors because my mom had always told me, if an opportunity doesn't reach you, you go ask and find out how you can get to that opportunity. And so I did a lot of that, and I think that's what really helped me out in college. And then another thing I tell students is to take things a step at a time, but to always look 5 steps forward, because you want to know where you're getting to. You want to set a goal for yourself, and then take that goal, right, a step at a time until you reach that goal. And pretty soon you'll find out that there's another goal to reach, right? But you're going to take things just a step at a time and call it a success.